When you skated off the ice, any thoughts about your future?
No.
None?
Jim Nill said before this season, as long as he's the GM, he wants you to be a Dallas Star. Is that pretty much how you felt throughout?
Yeah.
Jamie, do you feel good about your chances of remaining a Dallas Star for the foreseeable future?
Yep.
If you're here next year, what needs to change for you guys to get that next step?
Just look in the mirror. We all can be a little better here.
I see that as he has no time in that moment to answer any of those questions because he has no thoughts that he isn't playing for the Dallas Stars next year.
And he has been always, to me, he's been someone, if you ask him a question about himself, he gives you that answer. If you ask him a question about a teammate or his team, he gives you a real answer. And that's what I'm seeing there. And I'm seeing what I did not see last night. And I was not looking super closely, but watching him skate off the ice, he was the last one off the ice after they salute the crowd. I didn't see any moment of him going,
looking around like this is the last time.
Soaking up.
That you
Bergeron
right?
did that 4 years in a row at playoff losses.
Yeah.
He sat there and
he
hugged
really
every
thought,
single guy.
He really thought it might be the end, right?
Yeah, well, he also had like 3 broken legs and a collapsed lung after all those playoff
But
runs.
that could be small, but that to me looks like someone who is 100% confident that he's going to sign a contract any day now and be a Dallas Star.
I know he doesn't like talking about himself. As Sam just said, he's absolutely right. He doesn't. You get great stuff from Jamie if you ask about a teammate or something else. But I think that you can get some emotion from that. Luds, I think he bleeds for this team.
If Jamie's not back, it's because Jamie doesn't want to be back, or because he feels that it's. I don't think he wants to play anywhere else. I don't, and to be honest with you, what team, if they feel that he's sliding a little bit, is going to bring him in? A contending team. Mm-hmm. Jamie's not going to go to a team that, like, I don't know, San Jose or something like that. That's not the point.
He's not going to go cup chasing, you mean?
Well, like Corey Perry?
Or anybody.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't even know so much about cup chasing, but with Perry, because they're bringing him in because they feel he brings an element that they don't have. And that's what Edmonton's doing. Yeah.
Should the Stars go get Corey Perry?
And he's proving it.
Yes.
They've already had him.
I know.
Should they lost. Bring him? They went to the final, though.
Well, right now, Corey Perry's not leaving Edmonton, and I don't think Edmonton wants Corey Perry to leave him. Is Corey Perry more impactful than Jamie Benn?
Yes.
Yes.
100%.
Exactly.
But here's my question for you, lads, and I don't think...
And maybe that could be with playing with, playing with 97 and 29 and guys like that. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know.
But do you think Jamie would do that if he played with 24 and he played with 53? Wyatt at the time.
He might, but I think he's got relegated to where he is, and they're leaning on... Again, I would like to see similar... Again, I get that the Rantanen line took off with those 3 guys, for sure. But I like it when there's meat on each one of those lines. Very similar to what Edmonton has done. Edmonton's saying, I got a banger on every one of these lines. Now, they can complement the other 2 guys that they play with, which is always part of it. And so when Hyman went out, to me, he was just the natural guy to go there. Just because he plays more like Hyman. He plays like an older Hyman. He goes to the way he scored the power play goal. Yeah. He goes there. He stays there. He stays in the fight. He brings people in, and they want to punch him in the head and everything else.
Especially
I just
the way Hyman played in the playoffs.
Yeah, he's a little bit older Hyman is what he is. It just made sense for them to put him up there, and he can skate pretty well.
He still moves well, and he does not like being asked about his age.
And it's going to be interesting this series if anybody watches it, how it all unfolds with him in there and him and the Kachucks.
Well, it's going to be a big deal that they don't have Hyman. Now they have to lean more on Perry or Evander Kane to be physical.
About all the extracurriculars.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to
they're going to see stuff that they didn't see from the Stars.
In front of the net. You know what I mean? Like, he's going to be himself.
I'm curious, Luds. I don't think Jamie Benn's going anywhere. That's my opinion. But do you think, you just said the word impactful, do you think Jamie Benn is as impactful as Corey Perry if he's on a different team not wearing a C on his chest?
I don't know if the C drags Jamie down.
That's the real question.
I don't think it does. I think if anything, he wants to live up to it as much as anybody wants to talk about it. It just may be the fact of not being able, because again, there was a time when you can finish checks if you don't arrive at the very same time. You could follow through. And I'm wondering if that hit on Stone where that whole thing that happened. If that
Well, that was
changed-
more than a hit. That
well,
was
that's
a
my
guillotine
point.
to the
Is
neck.
did that change him a little bit to not take that penalty? I don't want to be that guy that takes a poor penalty anymore.
Here's the problem, though. He's still taking a million penalties.
Yeah.
But they're not that way.
But they're not that way.
I'd
Right.
rather him go take a
I'd
penalty,
rather him
cross-check
try
you
to
in the face than
Yeah, you'd almost rather him have said, well, okay, we lost that game and he didn't help us by taking those penalties, but you know what? He sent a message that we won't tolerate you going after our best players. And he didn't do that. Now, it's not just on him. It's on the whole roster for not responding on the Oilers at all.